And we're live. Hello everybody, Dark Phoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to my live stream of Stellaris Apocalypse as the Terran Empire. Now, I technically had myself not scheduled to stream today, thanks to the fact that I have guests over, but unfortunately, they decided to bugger off to one of the nearby big cities, so I have the house to myself for a while, so I can go ahead and bloody stream. Which is goddamn fortunate, because as it happens, we're in a situation now where the next expansion for Stellaris is releasing in a couple of days. Now, there is no chance in hell that I actually finish this playthrough by the time that next expansion comes back, so I'm gonna have to roll this back to the old version and keep playing on that. Rublaga has a bit of unrest. Nothing new there. And we are expandifying. In any case, I think it's time we get back into things for the present time. So, this is what we want to do. First order of business for me right now is to somehow get a lot more naval capacity. Which means bolster the second fleet by spending most of our money. And we'll keep up our construction projects and so on and so forth. We have a bunch of stuff building down south, which is going to be handy. Seeing as we have a lot of people nearby who do not like us, we need to keep pushing in one direction or another in order to deal with that. Speaking of which, transport fleet that I have sitting over Rublaga. We need to start bolstering the numbers of our ground troops right now. Because at present, I really do not have a whole lot in the way of ground troops. And we'll need to have a large army to invade the planets of our neighbors once war finally breaks out. Apparently their military could crush us. Gotta be honest with you guys, I just don't see it. Their military is not going to be doing any crushing, particularly not of us. Improved deflectors. Let's see, what next? Research alternatives, I think. Being able to research, have more options on what we research would be very, very handy, I have to admit. Kasora Station is quite busy pumping out warships for us. That's a size 13 continental world up in this system. I want to try and grab as many of these systems as we can possibly get our bloody mitts on at the moment. Which is why my construction ship is heading over there post-haste to try and claim a bunch of them for me. We would very much like those to be ours. Construction complete. Sirius Starbase finished its construction queue. What was it building? I do not recall. Probably just the crew quarters. Probably just the crew quarters. For now, we will continue expanding north and south. Nova Arabia is done with its surface crap, which was just some mines and maybe yeah, just some mines basically. I thought maybe a lab or something, but nope, just mines. For Blaga, add another 2 armies to the mix. I would like to have a very large ground force to invade with, if at all possible. Those pricks over in the Rutharian Independent Polity keep claiming our systems. Well, 2 can play at that game. 2 can play at that game, my friends. Because they're going to be our first target. We have decided. At this point. They have no friends and have closed borders with a whole boatload of people. So, going after them would seem to be the logical move to make right now. Yamasera, why am I recruiting armies from our slave species? That's what I want to know. Oh well, we'll let them join the army this time. But then, the rest of the army should be humans, because we are clearly the superior species here. Research into better lifespan for our leaders is done. So I think next we need slave armies. We need to have armies of slaves.
Construction complete.
The Casaurus starbase finished building some shit. We are now at our cap as far as number of ships we can have. No, we can't get those extra destroyers into either fleet, which is why I need more naval capacity. And we are currently busy building star bases down there. Earthquake on Tritonus, apparently. People are not happy about that earthquake. Well, they're slightly less happy, I should say. I wonder, do we have any possibility to do something about those earthquakes? It would be nice. Would be very nice. But a sinkhole has appeared as a result of that. And we currently don't have the technology required to clear away sinkholes. So that's gonna be a problem. Oh shit. That sinkhole appeared where our planetary capital used to be, so that's going to require some addressing. We need to get our capital back. So you can have a reassembled ship shelter. And yes, the Rutharians keep declaring people their rivals. Don't let me stop you, Rutharians. Keep rivaling everybody. That way, you'll just be sitting here waiting for us to conquer your asses when we finally get around to it. I don't mind you doing that sort of thing. In fact, I would highly encourage that you keep doing that sort of thing. I really would. Now we need to close that little gap down there. Let's see, we have 995 alien menace. I could send in the Imperial First Fleet. They would probably mop them up with relative ease, but it would probably end up with fairly heavy casualties, seeing as there's not a whole lot of difference in their military power. So I want to wait until our fleet is a bit stronger before I take those guys out. Then again, I also want to claim a bunch of systems over in this area, because these couple of powers nearby are, I'm fairly certain, starting to eye them up. So I want to snap up a few systems in that area, particularly that one there, which has 10 minerals and a colonizable planet. So I want that. I really fucking want that. Heading through Epsilon Eridani. Let's see here. Not bad for the size of our armies. We have 9 of them right now. But I want a pretty big army for when war eventually does happen. We're about halfway through that place. And actually I think once we claim the Soval system over here, I am going to take a little break in our southern expansion and just exploit these resources down here, because we'll have a bunch more resources. And that is the reason why I've gone on this rapid expansion spree that we've been doing. It's due to the simple fact that we ran out of resources within our own territory to take advantage of. So I needed to gain some more. I'm not going to stop expanding over here, though. I'm going to claim every system I can in this direction. We have traditions now. So I am going to pick up colonial viceroys for that sort of thing. And we can now have one more starbase. So the one I am going to upgrade is the Iristilla system here. It's right on the border with our main foes right now. I'm going to build a bunch of stuff to be able to have more naval capacity there. Because we really need better capacity to be able to bulk up the fleet some more. I'll upgrade that. It looks like those guys are heading in different directions to the way I'm going right now, though. And I'm keeping on with Claimy McClaim over there. These guys have inferior fleet power to us, so if I keep up, we do not share a border with them is the problem. I was thinking that if we kept up with our fleet building, we might be able to eventually do something about that. And become superior just by virtue of having a better fleet. The problem seems to be that our borders, we're not technically bordering each other because we don't share a hyperlane connection, which is what's considered bordering now. For pretty good reasons, seeing as that's how travel works, hyperlanes. someone else is doing that.
Construction complete.
Okay then. I don't actually care about that vortex. I'm more interested in the systems over this way, particularly Strundma. As I said, due to the fact that it has a world we can colonize in it, even if it's a small one with unstable tectonics, it's still a planet we could take advantage of. And we need those right now. Which is why I'm considering an invasion of this primitive world. Or I was, before I remembered that it is an arid world. And we're not very good at inhabiting arid worlds. Wait, there's a tropical planet here, but it has pre-sapiens on it. That might be a problem. I could always just exterminate them after we land there. That's a reasonable possibility. And we have a 55% habitability tropical world here. That's 25% habitable. I think I'm going to colonize that world, but where from? Or Wekri? Let's see. I think I should colonize it from Reblaga. That's the closest world right now. And Nova Serica. Congratulations. We're establishing another colony. Let's check out our planet's surfaces and see if I can do anything else. This guy will have a basic science lab soon. Nova Arabia. It's doing reasonably well, despite having plenty of slaves on it. And we've got a slave coming in fairly soon, actually. So, I am going to build another mining network.
Construction complete.
Earth is doing well also. Our latest starbase. I don't know what that was. Yes, our outpost there is finished. So I'm going to take some time to claim some of the resources in these systems and start exploiting them. Okay, the Gagassi Empire. Where are they? They're south. Far, far south. Fuck off. Yes, they're south of the Vertrusi here. The Vertrusi now have superior naval capacity, so fuck them. And like I said, we know who I'm targeting first. We know. So, Gargassi, go fuck yourselves. I don't care about you. You're irrelevant and all that jazz.
Receiving communications.
who's talking to us now? It's the Imperium of Tombakti. Over there, and for the moment irrelevant to us, wants to trade communication channels of known empires. Very well, I agree. Guesor Interstellar something. Let's see. The Galactic Polysimus Alliance. Keep out of our way or we will make you. They're all the way over here. The Interstellar Autocracy. Even further away. Let's see. The Lozafta Stellar Empire down there. Go fuck yourselves. And the Mandate of Zelvikana. Where are they located? Mandate of Zelvikana. Ah, right there. And we're basically insulting everyone and telling everyone to go fuck off, so you can tell that we're going to be making a lot of friends in this galaxy. We're definitely a friendly type of empire who gets along with people, for sure. And indeed, it didn't even take 2 minutes for them all to decide to close their borders to us. Because we're just so great at getting along with people. Continuing our northern expansion and southern exploitation, though.
Construction
Tritonus is done.
complete.
That's building project, as is Nova Arabia. So these guys have a administrative center again. After they lost the last one. Our new population of slaves will have some mines to work.
Construction complete.
We can start exploiting some more mines in this system. The 8 minerals will go a long way, as will the bit of energy we'll be getting off it. Because our population is growing and we're starting to lose a bit more to consumer goods, so I need to address that. The station here needs a couple of anchorages for more naval capacity.
Star system charted.
We shall continue on with our effort to survey everything also, as we learn stuff about the galaxy. We've encountered aliens. Go ahead, learn about them. After all, we can't brutally murder them until we've learned about them. Local political drama on Tritonus has resulted in increased support among a small band of rebels opposed to our underlying ethics. Their increased support have enabled them to gain more power in the region and vote for their own causes with limited success. 3 pops convert to pacifism? You're fucking me, right? No, we're not becoming fucking pacifistic. Suppress their asses.
Tactical retreat.
Fuck pacifism. Fuck pacifism. Go ahead and get all pissy, I don't care. We will not have fucking pacifists. Sapphire lurkers encountered over there. continue surveying some stuff, and we have found another empire, the Tchaskaran Authority. We wish to learn more about your species. Which martial techniques do your warriors employ, given your fascinating biology? Keep the fuck out of our way, you bastards. You suck. Now... we'll also take the chance to do that and start mining a bunch of places again.
Construction complete.
There.
Construction complete.
Our colony ship is up and running. And I am going to claim this system and then this system. Because that will give us 3 new colonies for the price of 2 systems. We have found Zuracorp, one of the enclaves. Contact them for a business transaction. Well, we can do that. They're just one space station. After all, I mean, they are Xeno scum, but if they're just interested in making money, at least they're predictable Xeno scum. Unlike these people. I mean, democracy? Freedom for the individual? Who ever heard of such nonsense, am I right? Complete and utter bullshit in every conceivable way. That's all it is. Bullshit. Whoever thought such a thing could work as a form of government? I mean, come on. Our Emperor has developed Champion of the People. More happiness for the populace. It's nice for now, but make things that much worse when we finally finish with what we're doing here. I mean, when our Emperor dies. Because then we'll have to deal without that. Rublaga. Let's see. Clear a bunch of these blockers away. How long? Still several years before one of these aliens are going to be able to grow anymore. Which is annoying. Upgrade that mine, get us more minerals. Speaking of which, Anchorage and Anchorage, please. I'll give them crew quarters, but this is not going to be a station. It's not going to be a station we're using for the purpose of actually... Okay, let's get my train of thought straight for a second. That's not going to be a station where we're producing warships. It's going to be one where we're maintaining our fleet, basically. Now grab me that system. It has 2 worlds we can potentially colonize in it. I can't emphasize how valuable this will be to us enough. And those twits have just grabbed one of the systems next door to it, so we need that fucking thing. We really do.
Star system charted.
Of course, those jackasses are superior to us now, which is very annoying. Our colony ship is en route to its destination. They're doing well over there. Hang on a second and I'll address that. disturbing matter. Let's get over there first. Yes, we have arrived in this system. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The Rookbot system is home to an unusually dense asteroid belt that is displaying some unique properties. Several of the larger asteroids are covered in crystalline outcroppings that would suggest the presence of extremely rich mineral deposits. However, long-range sensors are tracking sporadic movements from what appear to be several small objects or possibly spacecraft in the denser regions of the belt. We are unable to get a fix on them, but debris from at least 2 destroyed mining stations can be seen floating in space next to some of the larger asteroids. Yes, something is not quite right here. And I know of this particular event chain. Those crystalline asteroids will become hostile and destroy our mining stations if we establish too many of them. So what I'm going to do eventually, what I'm going to try to do is establish control over that system, but limit the number of mining stations I build to perhaps 2 or 3. Because it would be worth it to mine in the system, but I would like to avoid it poking that particular hornet's nest too hard if I can. So I'm going to build there, but I'm not going to build as much as I possibly can, if you know what I mean.
Construction complete.
So we'll be limiting our building there, but still doing some of it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Now you mine there. We can start pushing up some more in that direction.
Star system charted.
Oh, you're already doing that one, so that in that case, do that, and then enter orbit there.
Colonization in progress.
Excellent. We've begun to colonize that world. Unrest is going down on Reblaga. That's a decent-sized army, but I would prefer to have an even bigger one for when we have to invade the planets of our enemy. At long last. Once that eventually happens. It's going to be a while, because as I've come to learn, in Stellaris Apocalypse, you tend to have a longer period of time between the start of the game and your first declaration of war. So it's going to probably be quite a while before we do anything of that kind. But I still want to prepare for it. I still want to prepare for it. Maybe I could do with another construction ship. Can't build one there because the planet's still colonizing. But Alpha Centauri over on Nova Arabia, get me another construction ship, please. Get me another construction ship. No. How is Reblaga doing? Well, this will only be 1 food over here, so I'm actually going... I can't. I wanted to overwrite the food and just build something else there. But it's not letting me. Why can we not build an Autoshin monument on Rublaga, but we can everywhere else? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Do we have Batharian power plants? We do not. So instead, I'm going to have you guys man a monument. Because resources. And actually... we'll move you over onto that mine. Get me another one. And you can man the food. And also, apparently, we have a pop on Earth that's not got a farm, despite being on food. Nova Arabia is still doing its job, and building that construction ship I need to be able to expand in that direction, as well as the other things I'm doing. Now, though... wait a sec, that's right, there we are. Now, we're in a good place for that. Nova Arabia has finished that construction ship, so I'm going to have them make for this area. So we can start establishing some outposts over here and taking territory. We've established communications with the Merchants Guild, so more traders. Well met. We can do business with them. It's not a problem. I see nothing wrong with that.
Technology secured.
The Order of the Burning Star has been founded. Again. They vanished for a while. They want supremacy. I'll pick it up after we're done with domination, okay guys? Just keep your hair on. Slave army, slave processing facility. Yep. Now, let's see. Interstellar fleet traditions. Anchorages +2. And Fleet Academy +2 experience unlocked to build on our star bases. But actually, what I'm gonna get is an increase to our fleet. Well, I was thinking about an increase to our fleet command limit, but we don't really need that right now. What we need to increase is our naval capacity. So I'll get the interstellar fleet traditions. Speaking of our fleet, we have enough naval capacity now to buff it a little. I think the first fleet needs to go up some. And speaking of fleets, we have ships to upgrade. Improved deflector shields 2 and ceramo metal armor 2. Upgrade the Athena class with those. The Ares class needs its better deflector shields. And actually, I forgot to plunk down the better coil guns for my Athena class. Combat computer. I'm going to have our Ares class ships. I'm thinking either medium or long range. Let's see, what's the range of these coil guns? Let's see, range of 75, range of 100. Extreme long range guns, the ones we have right now. I think medium range would be better so that we could actually use both of the guns on our destroyers. Just because 75 is the range of the medium gun. And the Ares. And upgrade our fusion missiles to level 2 on the missile boat corvettes. The ISIS can get its upgrades. Well, ISIS class, yeah. I just sort of refer to it as the ISIS now for some reason. Let me check the range on these. 40 to 75 is what we're looking at, so Picket is probably best for now. I may change that later, but we'll see. Swarm or Picket? I think Swarm fits the Corvette just fine. We need to make some upgrades to our ships once we can afford them. It's about 500 per ship, so that may be a little while.
Star system charted.
Get that system, so they can't get out that way because 6 minerals. Anchorage there can't build anything, but that's why it's an anchorage, not a starbase. Research alternatives is done. Let's see, do we want better shields or better hyperdrives? For now, I think I'm going for the hyperdrive level 2, so that we can jump that little bit faster. Tritonus is done with whatever it was building. Ah, the Autoton Monument. The people there are still really pissy because I decided to suppress the opposition. Well, they can deal with it as far as I'm concerned.
Construction complete.
Earth has their farms down and therefore is full up on pops. Research the anomaly. Reblaga has the minerals they need. And we're about 3 years away from our livestock population on Reblaga from being able to start repopulating. So we can then spread them across our empire in order to ensure the best use of our property. Speaking of which, let's make some more claims. I would like to have a claim on everything they own by the time we need it, so that we can go after their asses and basically annex their entire empire in a single war. I very much doubt we'll be able to pull that off, but it's possible. Some people that we don't care about just yet have formed a non-aggression pact. Oh noes. Upgrade the fleet, please. Imperial First Fleet, you're due for some upgrades. Our colony is still working on things. It will be totally set up by 2246.
Construction complete. Vessels upgraded.
And our first fleet has now been upgraded and is sitting at 1.3k. We're still equivalent with those idiots. Not too happy about that. And I think we can afford to stop up here for the moment and just take the opportunity to exploit some of the resources that that we've taken hold of in our little land grab up in this region.
Anomaly found.
Automatically explore, please.
Construction complete.
Or not. Actually, if you're going to automatically explore like that, I will just give you a few orders. Her blog is finished constructing and is suffering from unrest.
Construction complete.
Get over there and do that. Then after you're done, then you can immediately hurry over to do that. Then when you're done, head to that system. Let's see. Rock brain. Something about a thinking rock. Go for it. And we accidentally smashed it. Our scientist gets the carefree trait, and we get a bit of physics and a bunch of energy. That's unfortunate. Anomaly research speed will now take... Researching anomalies now takes more time. Abandoned Sathori habitat. I have discovered the remnants of a half-finished Sathori space habitat in orbit around Short 4 inside our borders. Hang on a second. Let's find that place. Let's see. Evidently, at some point, the Marauders attempted to establish a permanent presence there. For whatever reason, the endeavor was abandoned. Due to its close proximity, the unfinished habitat evaded detection during our initial survey of the system. It's little more than a dense collection of space junk at this point, but there are a lot of valuable minerals that could be salvaged. 400 free minerals. Yes, please. And now, let's upgrade that fleet. And
Vessels upgraded.
there we are. We upgrade the fleet using those minerals. So thank you, Sathori. You just financed my upgrading of the second fleet. I'm not going to complain about that. Certainly not.
Star system charted.
Okay. Now, let's just get that last little bit of minerals, and then I can build this energy mining station there. Or at least I can once our guys finish up with what they're doing right now. $64 to the next domination thing.
Construction complete.
We're in the middle of building a bunch of stuff up there. But my colony should be done fairly soon. We're like 6 to 8 months away from it being finished, I think. The fact that we'll no longer be funding a colony is another thing that's going to help out, because we won't have to spend those resources on that whole thing. And I'm also going to queue up a couple more energy mining things. To get that whole thing taken care of. And sort out our energy output issue. It's a shame that we don't have access to Betharian power plants, though. Because we have Betharian stone right here, and I would love to be able to build a plant on it. Just get that insane energy output from my power plant. It would just be so helpful. But we don't get that, unfortunately, and we just have to deal with it. But since both our fleets have been upgraded, I'm going to take the opportunity, once we have enough resources to do this, and we're not quite there, but I want to reinforce the second fleet. Our Starhold is done. Excellent. Betharian power plant. Oh, hell yes. Not even considering anything else. We are going straight for that goddamn Betharian power plant. Deal with it. And we're about 2 to 4 months away from getting our colony done. And Imperial's second fleet have some upgrades. Go. And those jackasses over in the independent polity keep pulling their shit and claiming our systems. Well, if you're going to keep claiming my systems, I shall do the same to you. So there. We will continue claiming their fucking systems. And they can deal with it, as far as I'm concerned.
Sphere of influence expanded.
And we have our colony, Nova Serica, here. So I don't know that that's what we need right now. The question is this. Do we need energy or research more right now? Because we're dealing with our energy problem at the moment fairly effectively. So I think I want to research some. And seeing as we're lowest on biological research, that's what we're going to assign you to. However, I will throw you guys a bone and assign them to a power plant. Even if we don't, strictly speaking, need it right now, it will be very handy. Oh, a size 20 continental world. I think we have found our next target for expansion. That is to say, once we finally get an idea of what's in these systems and clear out those ancient mining drones, we'll be claiming everything over there. The second fleet is now at an equal amount of strength to the first fleet. We're continuing to grow our navy. These guys are still equivalent to us, so maybe it is time for another starbase. This system might be a good one. It has a lot of minerals and is therefore going to be fairly valuable to us, so it's worth considering building a base of operations there for our fleet. And so we're going to want to defend it. But I don't have the minerals for another starbase upgrade right now, I don't think. So it's not really something I even need to consider at the moment. These guys can continue on with their survey expedition. Do a little bit of this. Their fleet power has gone down to being equivalent to ours, but their naval capacity is superior to us. These guys might also make for an interesting target if we can ever outpace them militarily, because they are xenophobic isolationists. Meaning, they literally refuse to have any sort of diplomatic ties with anyone. So that seems like the kind of empire that we would want to go after. Simply because they won't have diplomatic ties, or the potential to establish them in the future. They will forever be isolated, so they make for an excellent target. Let's see. Right, now I want to establish a new colony in one of these systems. Actually, not necessarily that system, even though it does have some nice minerals in it. The planet itself has engineering on it, and tectonics, so it's not necessarily my best pick. The ocean world is a crappy one, despite being size 22. But we have a nice size 14 world here that's relatively untouched as far as tile blockers. So I'm going to colonize it and establish the colony of Nova Roma. I'm going to have them move down here and build a mining station. And up north, I'm taking a little expansion break to exploit resources. It's at the moment, so that's very much what we shall do. Just exploit the resources. Exploit them until the cows come home. I have no idea where that phrase comes from, but it sounds cool, so I use it. Makes perfect sense, right? Something sounds cool, so you say it. Well, as long as it's not racist or something, I suppose it's alright. And I'm fairly certain that isn't racist.
Receiving communication.
If it is, I apologize in advance. The something interplanetary empire. Where are you? Find me the interplanetary empire game. They're south of the person who's to the south of me. Their fleet power is inferior to us. They have a pact with the Imperium. And they don't like me. Let's see. How should I respond to this? To be honest, logically speaking, there is no reason for me to enter into a pact of non-aggression with them, really, because they do not appear to be in any way a threat to me right now. If they were, then I would consider it, but right now, they're just a bunch of random idiots who think they're hot shit, and we have bigger fish to fry, so go to hell. Now we'll set up an outpost there, and then use the resources in that system to get 4 more energy. Those couple of systems need to be taken care of, but there's enough things in it that I think we have to either wait to bulk up our navies, or we need both fleets in the battle at the same time. I don't honestly know which that I would choose to go for. But we want those systems, because if we don't take them, these people inevitably will, and we don't like them. Despite them being xenophobic isolationists, we still do not like them. -0. We're about to hit positive on that. Nova Securia has finished its construction of a power plant. That's going to... Or was it the science lab? I'm not sure. It's probably the science lab. But we have a power plant there that will be going into effect soonish. And as soon as I finish my research of Batharian plants, we are going to be up on energy by an insane amount. A truly, truly insane amount.
Star system charted.
Another system has been surveyed. The first fleet I am going to now give an upgrade to, which in this case means an additional destroyer probably, or possibly one Athena corvette to replace the one that was destroyed at some point and I didn't notice that somehow. Yep, it's a destroyer.
Construction.
And we can't afford to put up another. You guys build an energy mining station for me. We're finishing up over there. And yes, at the moment I'm just building energy mining stations for the most part, because our minerals are presently okay. I mean, I'll be honest, they could be better, but we can deal with what we've got right now.
Construction complete.
Those spaceports have finished their jobs. What was the spaceport of Rablaga doing, though? Ah, it's a colony ship that we've set up.
Star system charter.
That's what's going on there. We are colonizing another world, which is cutting into our energy output. Fortunately, we'll have that dealt with fairly soon. No need to worry about the energy problem just yet. Drifting fleet. Let's see. A small fleet of derelict Sathori warships was recently discovered in the Zuldar system, not far from the Marauders' territory. Computer logs indicate that the crew was fled into space to escape some kind of clan feud. Unfortunately, they brought few supplies and soon starved to death. The ships have been adrift ever since. Our engineers have gone over the ships, and they appear to be in decent condition. If they are crewed, we could commission them into service with our own fleet. Marauder ships in our fleet for free? Oh, hell yes! That's a 1.1k salvaged fleet. It puts us a bit over. It puts us over our naval capacity by about 7. So what I'm going to do is actually split the fleet in half. And merge the bigger half with my first fleet, and the smaller half with the second fleet. That's a 2.2k fleet we have there. The Enlightened Kingdom. All the way over there. We are meeting people in the ass end of nowhere and telling them to fuck off. Just another Tuesday, am I right? And we even get a cruiser thanks to this. That is going to really give us an advantage. Their fleet power is inferior to ours, but we need to keep up that momentum. The second fleet. We have room now for another station somewhere, and I'm going to build one. Let's see if I can't find a good spot for it. The Kazu system here, it's right on the border with our future enemies, so we'll use that. The Batharian plant is done. Fuck yeah. The next thing I'm going to get is plasteel materials for level 3 armor. How are our claims looking? We have claims on about half their stuff now, so I'll grab another few systems that we take claims on. Their fleet power is inferior to ours, but they could build up to be equivalent to it. Probably if they exceeded their capacity on purpose. The Enlightened Kingdom has decided they don't like us. Probably nobody likes the Terran Empire at this point, seeing as we've basically decided that the galaxy belongs to humanity and all other species are inferior. We're not going to be making many friends, I don't imagine. Speaking of which, Reblaga. I think we will be doing a slave processing facility, so you go there. Our slaves can watch over the slave processing facility.
Construction complete.
And we can then start producing slave armies on that planet. Not going badly so far. Apparently someone popped in and instantly left the chat. That's unfortunate, but... And again, I like to think of myself as being somewhat realistic when it comes to my expectations surrounding the live streams. And I need a planetary administration first. So I'll have to wait on the Betharian plant. But yeah, I like to think of myself as being somewhat pragmatic when it comes to my expectations for how many people are going to watch these streams, so that kind of thing doesn't tend to really bother me that much, to be perfectly honest. Build a mining network there over the one food.
Star system charted. Construction complete.
And continue doing what you're doing. Also build some more mining stations, because we need to keep our mineral income per month at least 70, I think, and we've managed to drop below that amount. Those twits keep laying claim to our systems. Look, you guys are inferior to us. Everybody knows it. Just go fuck yourselves. Just go fuck yourselves. Nobody likes you. And nobody thinks you'll amount to anything except vassals and or slaves of the Terran Empire. You're not worth a damn, so stop pretending you are.
Technology secured.
Hyperdrive 2. Oh yeah. And next, I'm actually going to hold off on the inhibitors and get blue lasers. As at the moment, I have my ship designs being a mix of lasers and mass drivers, so having better lasers is something I could do with, honestly. Alpha Hydari is an unclaimed system literally sitting on these guys' border. I have to get that system, if I can. Get on it. Get the fuck on it.
Construction complete.
Cosnos Starbase is done. Shipyard and Anchorage. Shipyard and Anchorage. That won't get us all the way above our capacity, but it will do. Nova Arabia has finished with their buildings. Upgrade that mine. Blaga's finished building their slave processing facility. I'm going to get a couple of...
Shall retreat.
I'm going to start getting slave armies there. Nova Cerisa have decided they want to be pacifists. No. How about you don't become pacifists? That would be great. We're finding these guys over there. And thank the Lord I made it into Alpha Hydari before these guys decided they wanted it to be their shit. But fucking damn it. Now we can't go any further in that direction without going through these guys' territory. Which means I'm going to have my science ship deliberately go MIA. I should have grabbed Rubcot while I was thinking of it. I didn't, and that has now fucked me over. Why are you saying... Ah. It's just the amount of minerals I have stored up. There, now I can build there. And we can then start expanding south a little more.
Construction complete.
Okay. That mining station has been built. Go hang out in that system. Our colony ship is passing through on the way now. Anchorage is being built.
Construction.
I think we can have
Construction.
crew quarters there. Nova Arabia and a mining station. Speaking of Reblaga, I would like some more slave armies, please. And we're going to keep bulking up that particular military strength until I'm satisfied with it. Now, let's check something out. Policies and edicts. I need about 270 for the capacity overload to increase my energy generation. That'll turn out to be handy, no doubt.
Construction.
So I'm going to save up for it. I have 83 now. So, in the south, we can continue pushing forward, I think. More slave armies have been recruited.
Construction complete.
And now here, Nova Roma has been established. Or, well, we've put down the temporary settlement. We're still working on the proper getting it set up and all. Let's see. Sorry, was just checking the amount of time that I've been streaming for. We have been going now for about an hour and a half. Let's see. -2. Hizzle has some ancient mining drones. I'd rather not deal with them, but we kind of have to. I'm going to start sneaking up. I'm going to start having our borders move towards It's the Trambodon system. I want that size 20 continental world. I want it. If it means we have to share a border with these couple of this Marauder Empire, then so be it. But I need to have access to that system. I need it. I fucking need it. How about you build a mining station there to deal with that particular issue? What do you say? Let me see. I'm going to actually put them on passive and say to go survey that system. I want to see if I can't get those 3 systems, at least for now. And we have people claiming this area, which is blocking me off from really doing anything.
Construction complete.
Yeah, fortunately for me, they are more than happy to stick in their one place. Good for you guys. Good for you. And now we're back at the point where I don't have the influence to expand nearly as rapidly, so I'll have to use my resources for other things. Star bases and additional warships for my fleet, for one thing. And we can kill off these lurkers. Stuff that are hanging out nearby. Okay. Well, if you're there, how about you guys go there instead?
Construction complete.
Let's see. Kazop Starbase finished up. We are 3 away from having the naval cap we need, but I can't build any more star bases right now. Annoying. Oh well. Let's see. Rublaga. No armies. I would like a couple more slave armies, please. I would also like you to build that for me. Take the resources.
Construction complete.
And you can do that. We can be boosting both. These imbeciles are still sitting at inferior fleet power to us.
Technology secured.
We have secured blue lasers. Hell to the yizzle. Next thing I want is sentinel point defense, so I can shoot down those pesky fighters and missiles. Make things that little bit easier on us in future.
Star system charted.
Okay, the Nemazi system has been surveyed, and it is a valuable one. 10 minerals.
Star system charted.
Doing a lot of charting of them star systems. Let's see. This ship, we're not going to be able to survey those systems until we can kill the void clouds and lurkers. And these idiots over here are in my way for that. We have equivalent fleet power and naval capacity, but they are technologically superior to us at present. However, I still would like to kill their asses. Or at the very least, make them a vassal. And then integrate them later and turn them into our slaves. Because yay slavery. It's what you should do to all hostile alien races, after all. I'm speaking in narrative terms here, by the way, guys, if you couldn't tell that. I don't actually think this. It just makes a good, amusing narrative commentary, I think, for this particular empire. Makes an excellent narrative commentary, but beyond that, no. Upgrade that starport, actually. Wait, hold that thought. Cancel the upgrade. We don't have the capacity for an additional starport. Much as I wish I could make that upgrade, we are not capable of doing it. Build there. And we'll keep this up on all fronts. Expanding directly and indirectly. Speaking of which, we have a handful of resources sitting around that I need to exploit. So let's do that. Our traditions have unlocked. So I will get the one that increases subject opinions now. Interstellar fleet traditions. We're not going to use it right away, but it is something to have. And I'll take some of that increase to naval capacity, thank you. We need to have a bigger fleet. That's our objective right now. Really, really big fleet. We need one of them. We need one of them huge-ass fleets, after all.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
That's a couple of things done. 73. I'll build there next month for the 360. We'll definitely have it. There. Upgrade. Exploit those resources, please. The independent polity keeps claiming our shit. It's going to take quite a lot of influence to lay claim to the rest of their systems. Let's see, 995. Someone needs to have something built for them to take advantage of, eh? More minerals, I think. Clear away a bunch of these forested areas so that I can exploit that next. Now, Tritonus, that building can be upgraded. Give them a basic science lab. Along with them, Tritonus's capital building is upgrading. That's going to be very nice because once it's upgraded, we can build a Batharian power plant there. Oh, apparently there was a system we could survey and I didn't notice it. We're now into the positive on our energy and are making just about 100 minerals a month. Just about. It will probably hit 100 fairly soon. In fact, it almost certainly will. And that will plunge our energy output back into the negative for a certain time. And finally, yeah, our slave livestock race here is currently breeding. So we can use that. Start spreading them across the Empire. Also, our colony will be up and running in a few months. We'll have the resources that we need. Need to no longer the hemorrhaging energy credits, then. Should I? Policies and edicts. We need 270 for capacity overload, and yep, there is our energy. Gone back up to +7. And I'm going to start building a power plant there. And these guys can do with a basic science lab. It'll be handy once they fix everything. Now, though, we're just going to go ahead and clear away those couple of tile blockers that do exist. Three months away from Sentinel Point defense, a couple of years away from that other thing.
Construction complete.
We finished our mining station in the south. Claim that system. It contains a wormhole, so we want it. It also contains 4 energy, so that's nice.
Star system charted.
Yes, and right now there's nothing we can explore over in that direction, so...
Technology secure.
I am going to have our science ship do an emergency FTL jump and go missing in action to get them home. We've researched point defense. Next, up on my list of research options, I'll take colony development speed. Right now, our colonies take a very long time to develop. They can be in the development stage, for lack of a better phrase, for 2 to 3 years. I'd like to do something about that. Oh, space amoeba hunters, eh? Tisk tisk. Trying to keep me out of my rightful territory, are you? Well, that's okay. We have other rightful territory to claim. I'll just get it instead. Once you're done over there, you can claim that system and lock out these guys from having it. And as you can see right now, we have rather a lot of minerals coming in, and minerals in the bank, making over 100 a month. So when I do go to war with these guys, when I do eventually make war on them, we are hopefully going to have the stockpile and output to simply outproduce them, even if we do lose a bunch of ships in an engagement. Granted, I'm hoping we don't lose a bunch of ships in an engagement, but I still like to plan for things like that. Speaking of which, 72. I'll just wait and claim a couple of systems at the same time. I'll just wait. 148. And oh, I see we have both of those things in my stream right now. I right now have a couple, if you're wondering, there's a couple of what I've been reliably informed are basically bots that try to get you to do stuff in their chat to get views and such. A couple of those accounts have kept turning up on my stream, is what's been going on there. I make a point to ignore them. They're a waste of my time, frankly. And I want you to ignore them too, if you don't mind. Go there, and set that up. Our armor will be here soon. Now, what do we want to upgrade? Well, this place is on the border right now, and we'll probably see quite a bit of action, so I'll give them our first upgrade to a Starhold. We have secured our level 3 armor, and I'll be making that upgrade soon. Also, I think I want these basic strike craft. That's one thing I'm always fond of in this game, being able to essentially make carriers as part of my fleet. I love doing that sort of thing. And grabbing basic strike craft now will enable me to hurry on the way to doing that. I hope. I'll claim that. Now we need another 73 to be able to claim the next thing. And actually, let's check out which other planets have I not claimed so far. this will be the last planet I haven't claimed, so I could just not bother to claim the other stuff, and if I could take all of this, then we would be in a good place, because that would mean all of their systems, other than that one, would revert back to being under the control of nobody. And as you can see here, we have access to build the Betharian plant now, which I will do, because 150 minerals and 215 days for 10 fucking energy. Oh hell yes. And in fact, we're just going to upgrade everything we can on this world. And I'll build a farm here, or when this particular pop finally comes into being. Let's see. We're building over there.
Construction complete.
Well, for the moment, I'm just going to do that. We've almost pushed as far south as we reasonably can do right now. I still need influence to do that. Expanding like this, though, has kind of shifted lower in my priorities, for the simple reason that right now I'm more interested in claiming territory by means of war than anything else.
Tile blocker cleared.
Which place was I decided to do the Starhold at? There, and it's not anywhere near done. Riblaga. We have them going down on some food, and... Actually, what I think I'm going to do is we will actually build a stronghold on Riblaga. It's going to suppress some resources. But this stronghold, I think, is going to be fairly important to have, because, for one thing, Riblaga is pretty high up on the unrest, down to the fact that it has nothing but slaves on it, basically. And maybe one or two free human pops. Other than that, it's just slaves. And as a result, I need to fortify it against rebellions. It's also a critical world to me, because Riblaga is producing, I would say, 90% of my food right now. So I don't want to lose the bulk of my food output all at once. That would basically crush me as far as my food is concerned, because it would immediately lead to rampant starvation, and I don't think I'd be able to solve that kind of problem in time. Not in the slightest. But there's not a whole lot going on right now, so I am increasing the game speed to very fast. Or fastest, as the technical term tells me it is.
Construction complete.
And you here can have a farm. What are you talking about? That's right, because these guys are livestock. Wherever they are is nothing but food. I'll have you do that. They are doing that kind of thing currently. We need a bit more influence to be able to plunk down our next colony. I want to take that southern stuff if I can. Just get these imbeciles out of the way so we don't have to worry about anyone else taking what is rightfully mine. Okay. Colony development speed's been boosted. Next order of business is shields. Right now, we are, as I've said multiple times, in the middle of a bit of a Cold War scenario with these guys here, so an increase to our military technology to be able to have better armies and such is the sort of thing that I view as being fairly valuable, all things considered. Okay, Betheron system is, all told, fucking worthless. We'll probably claim it just to get going down that route, but it's not going to be a very high priority for me. Okay. 473 in the army for military power. Perhaps I should keep recruiting slave armies to bolster that, but right now I don't see it as a huge priority. I really do not see that as much of a priority, to be frank.
Construction complete.
Okay. Rablaga is finished with what it was doing before. So it has that farm there. We apparently have people sitting around without a building on Rablaga. Ah, this pop here. They can keep their was enslaved thing, if that's so annoying. And we will set up a mine there for when that slave pop comes into their own. And we're doing fairly good at the whole mine the shit out of everything sort of thing that I tend to be doing at the moment. And once you're done over there, you can mine that place. Or you can set up an outpost in that place. And that'll be everything in this particular direction that we can do anything with. Kazo Starbase. This is done. I'll pick up another... There are 2 anchorages there, so that we can increase our naval capacity. The pirates apparently have... no, the Marauders, I should say, have a rather significantly sized fleet that's going after the interplanetary empire here. Please wreck them. I would enjoy that. I really would. Rablaga's surface construction is now done. we can upgrade that mine we just built for when those guys finally get around to showing up on our planet to be slaves. Let's see. And naval logistics office there also, so that anchorages give more naval capacity.
Star system charted.
Actually, do you know, I think it's time we add some more ships to the second fleet, despite the fact that the second fleet, its upgrade will put us even more over that capacity. At least for a time. We get basic strike craft. I could immediately go for improved strike craft. We could buff our Corvette build speed and reduce their cost to build. I get level 3 missiles, but instead the thing I think I'm going to go for is further down kinetic weapons path to get actual railguns.
Construction complete.
And that has us finally actually bordering these guys totally. For some reason they are receptive to us. I would like to demand their vassalization, but they're militarily equal to us, so we don't have that option. Maybe in about a month's time we'll be able to build there. Because that's what I'm doing right now. Resources. We're improving our resource output.
Construction complete.
They are inferior to us.
Star system charted.
Okay, let's see here. That's going to put them over the command limit, unfortunately. We'll get a Corvette for that place. Or a destroyer, even.
Star system charted.
Let's see. Food production from hydroponics farm. Yes, please. I'll get another mining network for right there. And in about 2 months, I can upgrade that. Let's see. We appear to have met one of these ancient empires. We met a fallen empire. Now let's find them. Ah, all the way over there. The Mishar Archivists. Stagnant ascendancy, keepers of knowledge, fanatic materialists. So they really like robots. Yes, yes, we've heard it all before. We are the Mishar Archivists, and you are the Terran Empire. Greetings, well met. Stay out of our space or face certain doom and so forth. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're quite busy. Don't threaten us, bitch. Have they closed their borders to us yet? Yeah, it's by default. Sol Starbase finish what it was doing. And now our first fleet is at its cap. And we'll see what happens when the second fleet goes over said cap. Oh, our scientist has died at the age of 96. We need to replace them because engineering. Let's see. Nonus Cassenius here has Spark of Genius and will give us a plus 10% to research speed. That should make up for the fact we lost a super experienced dude. Now we're 2 months away from our naval capacity going up. Make that 1 month away.
Technology secure.
And there we go. Nova Sakura here. Upgrade your government building. Thinking of government building, Reblog has already got that upgrade. As to you... As to you... We still need one more person to grow up over on Nova Roma before they can get it. There's a plus to naval capacity. I'll take cloning for pop growth speed, I think. Now we'll see what happens.
Star system charted.
Our Emperor has just died. So, everybody, a moment of silence for Emperor Jacob Huntington the First. And our moment is done. Now, it's time for the reign of the next sovereign. All hail Empress Vopiska Huntington the First. I'm going to change that name to something I can pronounce, even if it doesn't quite fit the theme. Actually, let's see. My Empress can be... Yes, Alice. It's a boring generic name, but I'm going for it. Empress Alice. Let's hope she turns out better than the Empress Alice I had in my Crusader Kings 2 playthrough that this royal family is based off of. Because she died after like 10 years of poor health.
Construction complete.
Poor health. Yep. Well, it looks like what happens is the game will refuse to merge the fleets together. And actually, what I'm going to do, since we have the naval capacity for it, is we are going to create a third fleet. I'm going to give it an admiral with gale speed. And my third fleet needs a base of operations, so... Baham gets an upgrade. And I'll move it there, but for now, this fleet will be assigned to Alpha Centauri. And the third fleet needs to get some ships put in it.
Situation log updated.
Void cloud. Okay. You guys run the hell away. We now have a new heir. Crown Prince Titus. Now... build there. And there. We have to keep our... After all, 'tis very important that we keep our mineral production up at the maximum level it could possibly be. Now, they are inferior. We can demand their vassalization. Their fleet power and naval capacity is inferior to our own. They will never accept due to being hostile to us. But how is the Interplanetary Empire? They're equivalent to us. You guys? Yes. The Imperial Third Fleet is not showing up in my fleet manager for some reason. I'll have to create it. And let's see, Corvette. That's what I want them to look like. I wonder why they're doing that. Still, new fleet, I want to... Let's see, new base, Alpha Centauri. And I can deal with that particular possible headache later. Actually,
Construction complete.
there we are. What I want to do is get a few ships into the Imperial Third Fleet. Our physics researcher has died at the age of 92. Or, no, it's our biology researcher. My bad. No one with really specializations that will fit, so I'll just get the youngest guy. see. Once you're done there, I want you to go and do some more building projects.
Construction complete.
Come on. Put you there, and we'll name them stuff because, yeah. This is me attempting to get things right with the fleet manager. Imperial Third Fleet. Hey, new fleet, I want you to go away. Disband. Imperial Third Fleet. We'll go. Add some corvettes. And destroyers. There we go. That can be their fleet. Those guys can just merge up. Imperium of Tombaktiki. Over here. Fuck off. Our physics scientists just bought the farm. Pick up them. How are you? We need to lay claim to that place as well. And that's everything we need from you as far as claims. But let's see what we have claims on now. Quite a few things. Everything but those 4 systems, in fact. And we have a pretty large ground force in our transport fleet. Large indeed. And I would say we are fast approaching a war with the independent polity. War with them is indeed on the cards. But with that, I am going to end this particular live streaming session here. I think we've done enough stuff for this time. So, this has been Dark Phoenix Gaming. Thank you for watching my live stream of Stellaris Apocalypse with the Terran Empire. If you turned up to see this live, I really do appreciate it. Or even if you're just watching the VODs after the fact. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you want to know when I'll be streaming next, you can check my schedule on my channel. It's usually pretty accurate. But not this week. This has been a bit of a chaotic week, so it's not all that accurate. But anyways, check that out. Or if you want to know when I'll be streaming, if I have to suddenly change the time or something, like I did with this Stellaris stream, moving it from Friday to today. If you want to know about that, then follow me on Twitter at dark_ninja92. Thanks for watching, and so long for now. See you for the next one, folks.